Everyone knows that you really don't make pictures by yourself. And I accept this tonight on behalf of my friends, people that influence my life influence. This movie. My life is, volleyball. Driving up and down when I'm home. Kevin Costner's love life was always messy, but nobody knew how messy until now. The Oscar winner hid a secret affair that lasted years. He fathered a child he refused to acknowledge for 6 whole years. There were whispers about co-stars, married women, even a hula dancer. But after 2 expensive divorces that cost him over $140 million, something changed. 70 Costner finally admitted what he really wants in love, and the woman he's chosen has shocked everyone who knows him. This isn't the Hollywood ending anyone expected. Kevin Costner was born on January 18, 1955 in Linwood, California. He was the youngest of 3 boys, though one brother had died at birth in 1953. His mother, Sharon, worked in welfare. His father, William, was an electrician, who later rose to become a utility executive. The family was middle class, far from anything connected to show business. Their background was a mix of German, English, Irish, Scottish, Welsh, and Cherokee ancestry. His family moved constantly due to his father's work with Southern California Edison. By the time Kevin graduated high school, he had attended more than a dozen schools in towns like Garden Grove, Ventura, and Visalia. He said it felt like being in the military, always the new kid, never able to put down roots. This constant shifting made it hard to build friendships and caused him to lose confidence for a while, but it also taught him how to adapt. He began to romanticize the idea of home, a theme that would show up years later in his films. In some ways, all that moving gave him something to prove and a quiet hunger to belong somewhere. In high school, Kevin poured his energy into sports. He played baseball, basketball, and football. He even played alongside future major league pitcher Dennis Burt, but he was only 5 feet 2 inches when he graduated, and his dream of becoming a pro elite took a hit when he suffered a shoulder injury. That injury forced him to give up on sports. Still, the discipline he learned stuck with him. Years later, he credited those early mornings and team practices for shaping how he approached acting and directing. His connection to sports never really faded. It became a key part of his identity and would later show up in some of his most famous roles, including Field of Dreams. In 1973, he enrolled at Cal State Fullerton to study business. He joined Delta Chi fraternity and played intramural football. Most people saw him as a regular guy, not an actor. His college sweetheart, Cindy Silva, became a major part of his life. They got married in 1978 after graduation. What nobody knew was that Kevin had started sneaking off to acting classes at night. By his senior year, he was attending classes 5 nights a week, keeping it secret even from Cindy. The only sign of any performance interest was when he wore a smokeyaki, the bear costume, for a charity event. Even close friends said they had no idea he wanted to act. Right after their wedding, in 1978, Kevin and Cindy flew to Mexico for their honeymoon. On the flight back, something strange happened. Sitting near them was actor Richard Burton, who had bought out the nearby seats for privacy. Kevin was nervous but decided to wait until Burton finished reading his book. Then he asked for advice. Burton told him, "You have green eyes." "I have green eyes. I think you'll be fine." Later, while they stood waiting for a bus, Burton's limo pulled up. He rolled down the window and simply said, "Good luck." That moment stuck. Kevin quit his marketing job after just 30 days and decided to give everything to acting. Those early years were anything but glamorous. Kevin took on whatever work he could find. He worked construction, drove trucks, and served as crew on fishing boats. He even gave tours of movie stars' homes. Meanwhile, he kept taking acting classes at night and going to auditions during the day. Most of those auditions led nowhere. He was rejected over and over again. Still, Cindy kept believing in him even when money was tight. That stretch of years built a toughness in him and gave him a sense of humility that never left. His first movie role came in Sizzle Beach, USA, a low-budget sex comedy filmed in 1978 or 1979. He earned just $1,800. The film didn't even come out until 1986. After he became famous, Kevin was so uncomfortable with one of the scenes that he later tried to buy the rights to the film just to bury it. The offer was rejected. That movie became an embarrassing footnote, a reminder of how far he'd had to go just to get noticed. One of his earliest hopes came in The Big Chill in 1983. He was cast as Alex, the dead friend whose suicide brings the story together. He filmed several flashback scenes and thought it would be his breakthrough. But when the movie came out, none of his scenes were included. The only thing left was a shot of his hands in the coffin. It crushed him. Even other cast members like Glenn Close and Jeff Goldblum were shocked to find his part completely erased. That moment made him question everything. He began to wonder if he should just quit. By the end of 1983, Kevin was ready to give up acting for good. He started applying for business jobs. He figured it was time to move on. But Cindy stepped in again. She told him to give just one more year. That year made all the difference. He held on a little longer and it worked. In 1987, he auditioned for the lead role in The Untouchables. He went up against 200 other actors, including Mel Gibson and Tom Cruise. The director originally wanted Don Johnson, but Kevin gave the best screen test and got the part. That movie changed everything. The movie pulled in $16.2 million worldwide on a $25 million budget.